Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Dalton95 with another Transformers Legacy video, and that is going to be another figure I've been waiting a really long time for, and that is our Voyager class Armada universe Starscream. One of the best representations of Starscream, honestly, of all time. Like this, Prime, animated, and well, yeah. I mean, this and Prime were probably my two favorite versions of Starscream, but yeah, so there it is in jet mode. The little bit of kind of false advertising with the sword there, but we'll get into that later. There he is using that sword and the Star Saber. And there's that, showing he transforms in 18 steps. Got the QR code and the Decepticon portion artwork. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy open and check him out. And here we have Armada Starscream out of his packaging, and let me tell you guys, I really dig this figure. Now, there are a couple of QC or just design flaw issues. Well, for me, I had one QC issue, one design issue. So the QC issue was here in the hips. They were really loose, but I put in some clear floor polish, and it's a lot better. Like before, I couldn't even stand him up. He would just fall right over. The other one was, it's a design flaw. I rectified it using, again, clear floor polish, but there's a way to do it without it. It has to do with the arms being all floopy and floppy. I did see this pointed out somewhere else. It's because the way this is designed, there's that little square right there that comes down and presses against the joint. You don't want it too far to the right of the joint or too far to the left. You want it pretty much straight in the center of that, and it'll hold. So yeah, I kind of went off half-cocked and, added the floor polish, not even thinking to try that as an option. So transformation, those joints will be really tight, so you don't have to use any floor polish on the shoulders. It's brilliant optional, but you do not have to do it. But as far as looks goes, he looks great. However, I wish they went with more of the cartoon route. Yes, they did with the darker red and the darker gray, but I wish he still had like the gray around the thighs here, or the calves and shins, and then the black here underneath, and then continuing the gray along the upper torso. So a few little things I wish they would have changed about it. Real quick, here he is with the last version of Armada Starscream we got, which was more like an orangish red. It was a very bright shade of red. It almost looks orange on camera here. But yeah, I'm glad we got this darker, more toy-accurate red on this version of Starscream. Now, as far as accessory goes, he's got his wing sword. Yes, it's not part of his wing. I'm sure someone is already designing something that can clip on, because it's just a friction hinge. So I'm assuming someone's already working on something like this, and if not, it's on a swivel there, like a mushroom peg. So that could be the handle. Pop it in there, whatever. If you want to, you can, just like with the previous version, you can pop the wing back, fold it down. And there you've got him walking with his sword. No, it's not red like the packaging shows, but I believe that was just an early sample of the packaging. Yes, it is supposed to glow red when he's using it, but there you go. He also does come with the Star Saber, which you can see molded in Jetstorm, Runaway, and Sonar. So you get all three of the minicons there molded in as the design. Not sure how I feel about that, especially with Jetstorm being so stretched out. Same with Runway. But it's getting across the point that, yes, this is the minicon Star Saber. It's glowing. I wish it was just a regular blade that looked like how the fully energized Star Saber looks. It's a neat homage and neat little look for it. I just would have preferred it looking like the regular sword from the show. We can pop that into his hand. It does look a little small. It'll look better with Hotshot, who used the Star Saber much more. As far as a gimmick goes, I'll just show you. Okay, so originally packaged like that, much like how this one can be displayed. If you bring this up, it's much like how it was in the original toy and cartoon, we can bring this section down, and that cleans that up a little bit more. You can have these just sticking back. Now there is a cutout here, so these actually can flip forward, and you can have him with the null laser cannon, I think is what he called it in the show. Put on the pink blast effects to look more like how the beams looked in the show. I wish they did the Jetfire pieces in this kind of pink color, because I think that would work really well, especially when we get the Super Mode Starscream / Thundercracker. Just that scene. If you like the whole arc with Dinobot, I think you'll really like the arc with Starscream in this show. Probably one of the best Starscreams of all time. But go ahead and take those off. So yeah, you can get the whole gimmick going on. Would have been really nice if they had a swindle that can plug in right there into that port. Just, even if it's just a little car that can stick on there, it doesn't transform, just something to homage Swindle, I think would have been fantastic. Now bring this up and back. We'll go ahead and take a look at articulation real quick. Really nice head sculpt. I also wish it was more cartoon accurate. Yes, it's meant to look like this one, and I believe the original toy. I just wish he had those more toy-looking lines on his face, a little bit more, just more expression. Like, he just looks sour and angry. Like, I guess he was, but there's more to it than that. Got the nice little bit of gray there on his forehead, those orange eyes. Got the yellow in the intakes there and on his chest. Got some red paint here. There's not a ton of paint on this guy. I think the most paint is the red, the black, the yellow, red on the forearms, and then right here. And of course the black and yellow on these intakes. So yeah, this guy's mostly molded in plastic. I wish I didn't have these waffles, but whatever. Head is on a ball joint. It is fairly tight on mine, and it's way at the back of his head. It looks a little weird. But you can look all the way up, part of the transformation. Shoulders can rotate 360 if you get the wing out of the way. Get all the way out. It does break the sculpt a little bit. Biceps do rotate 360. Arms almost 180 degrees, mostly due to the transformation, but you can use that to get pretty good sword, like relaxed, like stoic sword pose. There you go. So you got that going on. Nothing at the wrist due to the transformation. It does have a waist swivel, but it is limited by the nose cone there. You can pop it up and get a little bit out, but it still looks a little weird. Get forward and back at the hip, or at the hips, yeah. Get all the way forward. Decent range back before you have to move it out of the way. Get a really tight thigh swivel all the way out and beyond for outward movement. A little over 90 degrees at the knee, which I think is perfect, a perfect range for him. Get some nice like air kicks, kind of like the pose I have a thumbnail. You got a little bit of ankle movement here, not a lot. Do get some forward and back again, transformation. So yeah, I mean, great looking Starscream, in my opinion. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there who, well, I wouldn't say a lot. I know there are some people who aren't big fans of Energon, but this is probably one of the best versions of Starscream out there. So, really looking forward to hopefully getting Thundercracker and Skywarp. Really be really cool if we got Ramjet out of a Skywarp retool. But as far as transformation goes, it is fun and fairly simple. So go ahead and bring up nose cone, bring out these sections here for the arms, open them up, flip in the fists. From here, bring this whole section up, open up his legs, and it's usually best just to get in there with the sword and pop that section out. Same on this side, opens the same way, but not mirrored due to how he transforms. Flip up the feet, There you go. Come back here, rotate that in, keep that open. Keep that there, rotate up. Then from here, bend the head backwards. Bring this whole section back. And his head will just tuck into there. And his feet will also kind of tuck into the side of the torso. I say simple and fun. It is a little annoying in some aspects, like you have to tab these together, just like that. Bring that up. There's that. Oop. See, that keeps falling inward. I don't know why that's on a joint. There we go. And for the arms here, straighten up them out like that. Bring up the wing. Then from here. Now, actually, before we do that, I want to show you. Yeah, that's the floor polish in there. So bring this up at an angle like that and bring it all the way out. Same thing on this side. Bring it up at an angle and slide it back. That will allow you to straighten out the arms when we get to the wings. So here, and the other wing. Then that will allow you to collapse this whole thing. There is a tab right there. We'll go and do that little slot right there. And then this portion of the upper bicep will just rest right in there in the forearm. Just like that. And like that. And there, okay, why this rear end does not want to stay together for me for some reason. There we go. There is Armada Starscream in jet mode, and it just looks absolutely awesome. So let me get, nope. There we go. So let me get the other one in jet mode, and we'll do a comparison. All right, so first and foremost, here he is compared to the last Voyager Starscream that we got, or in this case, the leader class with the coordination stuff, but still Voyager mold. Quite a bit bigger, but still feel close to the same mass. I don't have a scale with me, but they do roughly feel about the same weight. So this is a little bit more compact. This is a little bit more streamlined, or bulky, mostly due to the wings. Like everything is consolidated right in here, whereas everything is right here, nice and chunky. Put that back, and then of course it all comes untabbed again. So real quick, comparing him to another version of himself. Of course, the Thrilling 30 again. I know, I do like how this one is a little bit more stylized, a little bit more its own kind of design. Like not trying to be one-to-one of the same, but I gotta say, I like this more. I've never had the original Armada Starscream, but I do like the arms coming out here, kind of like the original. Just that kind of sloped kind of design to the jet. And of course, you can plug these in here at the back. Have them jetting around, or of course, activate his null laser cannons. And the damn piece keeps going into the jet. I don't know how to stop that from happening, or if it's even supposed to do that. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. As far as other weapons go for storage, it's either you can plug them in here at the bottom of the jet on the legs, so you can have them as kind of pseudo landing gear, even though it's completely crooked. or plug them in on what would be the arms. And that doesn't look terrible. Again, kind of like pseudo landing, oh, not even pseudo landing gears at the same level. Never mind. And yeah, it still looks a little goofy. I mean, still not as goofy as putting two swords where you'd expect missiles to go. Or some sort of like projectile weapons. I mean, this does look kind of like a missile from certain angles. But then you go into there and you're like, oh, it's a full-on sword. So, but nice if he had some sort of, I don't know, better storage. I guess you plug the Star Saber in right underneath there. But again, could make a little swindle car to put right there that just kind of flows with the rest of the jet. Just saying, third-party companies, I know you're out there. But still, really impressed with how the jet mode looks. Nice and sleek. Got all these intakes right here that all lead to these thrusters and to these. So he does have quite a bit of thrust to him. So let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode and we'll finish off this video. So first thing we want to do is straighten out the arms. Get the wings out of the way here. Undo the legs. Just bring those out. Flip those sections back in. Out. Fold that in. Bring out the legs. Just straighten them out. Bring this whole section back up. Straighten out his head there. Trying to figure out what is going on with this joint. Bring that all back. Okay, then from here, again, straighten that out just or bring that back just a little bit and slide it in. Okay, to like the midpoint, straighten it out. Okay, is that about right? Yep. There we go. Flip out the fist. Again, bring that back, slide it in to there, straighten it out, open that, flip out the fist. And then with these little winglet pieces that are kind of sticking out, just kind of fold those in, file out his waist. And there we have Armada Starscream back in robot mode. So one comparison I forgot to do is, of course, with the Earthrise Starscream. So let's straighten him out a little bit here. And you can see they are just about the same size as far as height. And again, they feel pretty close to the same weight, at least to me. I mean, this one does feel maybe a little heavier. So do with that what you will. I mean, he still looks great. Still some fun engineering here. Not a lot, just fun. Again, give him back his accessories. So yeah, I really enjoy this figure. Like, I know I say that a lot about these figures, but with Armada being such a important part of my life with collecting, like, it was my first ever Transformers experience. Like, my first ever toy was Hot Shot. As sad as some people may think that is, I mean, I still enjoyed it for what it was. So yeah, really excited about this Starscream. I'm really excited Armada's going to get some more spotlight, as well as Cybertron. I mean, we've seen with Year 2, we are getting Hot Shot in Wave 1. There's a rumor for Commander Class Prime, Leader Class Megatron. I'm here for it. Like, give me some more Armada stuff. Like, it's been 20 years. We deserve some love. Beast Wars is definitely getting some more love. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this look at Armada Starscream. I know I enjoy the figure. I mean, with the few flaws that it has, I know I keep fiddling with the legs. It's just, I can never personally get him into a pose that I quite like. And sometimes the feet are a little finicky. But for the most part, he's still a fun and enjoyable figure. I just hope you guys have better QC than I did. And I really wish they would give us screws back, because it'd be nice to tighten these joints just by tightening a screw rather than putting in some sort of agent to tighten it up. So that's my biggest complaint, is these joints should be easy to fix by hand. Like, just let me use a little screwdriver to make whatever repairs and adjustments I need. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this look at Armada Starscream. I'm going to stop rambling now. Be sure to check out all those links down below. I do have a playlist for everything from Legacy that I've got so far. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all in the next video.